Hello and welcome back everyone into this fourth video on C++ Essential series. In this video, we're going to talk about comments. Okay, what are comments? How do you go about comments and where do you add them? So we'll have an idea by the end of this video where do you use comments and how do you go about using them. Okay, so firstly, let's see the layout of this entire video. We have C++ comments. What are comments and what is the actual use of comments? Then we have single line comments, then we have multi-line comments, and a simple common question. Okay, that we're going to cover. So what are comments? Essentially can be understood using these three main boxes. Comments can be used to explain C++ code to make it more readable. Now understand a situation where you are no longer the owner of the code and you send the code to someone else. In that case, if you want to make sure that the other person understands the code really well, you need to add some sort of comments. Okay, it's basically as simple as, like, giving annotations or giving helping guides so that anyone who is reading the code can understand, this is how the code has been written. Now it can also be used to prevent execution while testing alternative codes. Now let us suppose you have multiple codes and you want to stop the code at a one point. Now in that case, you can have a comment so that it indicates that you are reaching the end of this section. And in a lot of testing areas, we use comments to make sure that we are stopping at a particular point as well. Now comments can be of two types, two major types, which is single line comments and multi-line comments. That is something that we're going to look upon in the next part as well. Now let's start with single line comments. Okay, now single line comments are nothing but they start with forward slashes. So you have two forward slashes which indicate that you are going to write a comment after this. It also implies that you are going to not use that area as a code as well. So understand, anything that is written after two slashes won't be considered as part of the code. Rather, it will be a comment of the code. Okay, so any text between double slashes and the end of the line is ignored by the compiler. It will not compile that part, and it won't be executed. So for example, we have forward slashes, this is a comment, and then we have cout, which we read earlier is used for the output saying hello world. Okay, so it implies that we are commenting out this is a comment and it won't be read by the compiler at all. Okay, I hope that was clear. Now let's move on to the next part where we have multi-line comment. Now what is the use of a multi-line comment? Multi-line comment allows you to write comments in paragraphs. They help you to write big chunks of data and information. In case you want to explain something, multi-line comments are the perfect ones. Okay, so in order to use these, it's very easy. If you have already read HTML, it's very similar to that. You start with a slash, a single slash, and then a star. Okay, now star is essentially taken from the part where we study about DBMS and databases. Star is basically symbolizing all. Okay, so forward slash all, which means from this point to everything which is coming ahead, we are going to start the comment. And for closing it, we are closing it again with a star and forward slash again. Now understand, if you forget to add this back forward slash in the end, your entire code will be a comment. So make sure that you add this, and it's pretty important because if you're writing a comment, your comment should start at one point and it should end at some point as well. I hope that's clear. Now we'll look at an example where we have forward slash star. This code below will print the word hello world to the screen, and it's amazing. Okay, it's a simple comment. You amending it with a star and a forward slash again, and this part will be ignored all the time, and the compiler won't even touch that part, and it will just execute the hello world line. Okay, so it's when you're reading the code, it's easier for you to understand what is exactly going to happen. So that's what we have in comment. Now a common question which a lot of people might be having, you want to use single or multi-line comments. That is something that a lot of people might be having. So again, the thing is, it's up to you which one you want to go for. If you have a stronger or a longer explanation, I would highly suggest go for a multi-line comment. And if you have a single line explanation, go with a single line comment. Usage is extremely easy. You just use the two forward slashes for the short comments, and a forward slash and a star for the longer comment. I hope this was clear. I hope you learned something, and I hope you understood what is the use of comments and how do you implement it in your C++ code. Thank you all for watching. I hope you learned something and this was helpful. In the next video, we'll be covering up something important, which is variables. And for variables, we'll be having 4 different videos, which will cover part by part. So hope you all stay tuned, and I'll see you all in the next one. Till then, peace.